Hello everyone, it is Artistic Sunrise here, coming back at you with another video. Today I am going to be doing another book haul, and this time I have some books to unhaul too, so that I don't feel so bad and guilty, and like I'm spending way too much money on books. So let's get into the video. I swear to you guys that I do not buy books like this all year round. The reason I have been doing this lately is because I've had so many gift cards to spend, and I spent them on books. I also went to the used bookstore, and I bought quite a few books there because I love the local bookstore, and you can find books so cheap there. And it's just so tempting to grab every single one of them off the shelves. So yeah. Now, this is a really big book haul, so we might be here for a while. Let's hope not, but no guarantee. The first book that I got is Aragon. I am really looking forward to this book, and I have heard that it's an amazing book. I have the second book in the series too, I just didn't have the first book. So I am really excited to read this book. Right now I am in the contemporary mood though, so I did get quite a few contemporaries for this. So, I'm just really excited to read this book, and I can't wait. The second book I got is A Wrinkle in Time by Madeline L'Engle. I am sorry if I am pronouncing this wrong. I am not good with names. So I got this book, and I really want to. I have not read this yet. I might have seen the movie, but it was pretty long ago when it first came out, and I am really excited to read this. I also found it in the original cover, and it also has an award on it, so I'm really excited to read this. The next book I got is The Fault in Our Stars by John Green. I have heard that this is an amazing book and that it's a crying one. When I'm in the crying mood, I'll read this book. Until then, I will stick with happier books. And then, I don't really have any Christmas books for around Christmas time, so I went ahead and got A Christmas Carol, and I just feel that this book is just gonna make my day when it's the holiday time, and it's just gonna bring in that holiday spirit. So, and also this book was pretty cheap, and it's in very good condition. So, I am just ready to read this when it comes to be that time. The next book I got is The Secret Garden. Now, this is not in perfect condition. In fact, this is almost falling apart. But, you can tell that this has been worn. When was it copyrighted? This was printed in 1991. So, it is pretty old, but I have been wanting to read this book for a while. I absolutely love the movie. So, I am really excited to read this book. I am not one of those people that need their books in perfect condition. So, as long as I can read it, I am perfectly fine with it. So, I am very excited for this. The fifth book that I got is Anne of Avalon. This is, I'm pretty sure it's the second book in the Anne of Green Gables series, and I have been wanting to get into more classics, so I am very excited that I have this now, and I can really get into classics. So I'm just kind of building up my classic collections. So when I'm in the need for a good classic, I can just pull one right off my shelf and say, oh, this is the classic that I'm reading. Open it up, love it, adore it, and then by no time having to put it back on my shelf and finding something else to read. I mean, you get that sense of joy, and then that sense of wonder, and then that sense of I can't speak, and then that sense of depression that you're done with the book, but then that sense of hope that the next book will bring you as much joy as the last book did. Moving on, the next book I got is Fangirl by Rainbow Rowell. I have heard that this book is an amazing book, and also, look at these edges. They are a mint green, and once I saw this, I was sold, which is not a good reason to buy a book, but I have also been really wanting to read this book, and I am so excited to read it, and I just feel like I am going to love this book, so I'm very excited for that. The next book that I got is Magnus Chase and the Gods of Asgard, the first book in the series, in the trilogies, The Sword of Summer by Rick Riordan. I have been wanting to start this series for a while now, and so I'm super excited to start this, and so ready to start this trilogy. The next book I got is, if I could do this in order, is If I Stay by Gail Forman. Sorry if I said that wrong. Like I said earlier in this video, I am very bad with names. Gail Forman. Okay. Gail Forman, If I Stay. I have heard that this book is a wonderful book and that it's a crying book. So when I'm in the mood to cry, this is the first book that I'll go to read. And so I am very excited for this. And I have had a couple of friends that have been wanting to read this. I got it for pretty cheap. Cheaper than you can get it in stores. So I'm very grateful for my local used bookstore to be having this and to have it on the shelves. And along with that, I got the sequel to it, Where She Went. And of course, I have to read If I Stay before I go and read Where She Went. I have heard that both of them are wonderful books, and I cannot wait to read them. The next book that I got is The Last Song by Nicholas Sparks. I have been looking at his books for a while now, but I have never read one of them. So I got a couple of them, and I'm going to see what I think of his writing, and just all together, what I think, how the story is, and just how well it's written. I've got a feeling that I am going to love this book. So I'm very excited to read this and just find out on this journey whether I like his books or whether I don't really care for them. I also got another Nicholas Sparks book, and this one is The Lucky One. I have heard that this book is an amazing book. It is about a soldier that comes back from war and is basically finding his way, and all this story he finds a love. I don't know. So I am very excited to read one of those books and find out whether I like his writing or not. If I do not like one book of this, then I'll go on, see how I like the next one, and if I love that book, then I might pick up a couple more of his books. The next 6 books that I got is the Vampire Academy box set. This includes the Vampire Academy, Frostbite, Shadow Kiss, Blood Promise, Spirit Bound, and The Last Sacrifice, all by Rachel Mead. So, I have heard that this series is an amazing series, and especially the first couple of books. So, I am very excited to get into this series. Hello. Then I also got the first book in the sequel series to this, which is Bloodlines. So, I am, all in all, pretty excited for those, and I completely forgot what I was going to say, which happens a lot, but I am very excited for those. The last 3 books that I have are quite interesting because I don't know what they are. Basically, these are at the local bookstore that I got. They're all wrapped up. You can't see what they are, and they had this description, like this one says young adult, and it says it has snappy dialogue, humor, and imaginative. So I am very excited to see what these are, and I chose out a couple of good ones that I think I'll like, and I feel like this is such a great way to just be introduced to an author that you've never heard of before. So, let's start by opening this one. This is a young adult. It says snappy dialogue, humor, and imaginative. So, I am super excited to see what this is. I'm kind of scared though because So this is The Quest of the Fair Unknown by Gertrude Morris. So I'm intrigued by this, and I can't wait to see what this brings to me, if it's a really good book, because if it is, then we'll see, like, if this person has written any other book. So, the next book that I got is another young adult book, and this one just seems like it's made for me. I am one about magical and adventure, and this is the exact description of this book. So, I'm very excited to see what this is and just to kind of get a feel for it. So, let's open this up. Oh. This is called The 40 Thieves by Christy Lyons. This kind of looks like it's something from Aladdin, like a remake of Aladdin. So I am very excited to see what this brings. I've never heard of her before. So, we'll see what this brings. Maybe it's good things. Maybe I won't care for it. I don't know. We'll see. The last book that I have here is fiction, and it says intensity and suspense. So, I thought this book would be pretty interesting, and so I am very nervous to find out. I mean, I'm building up the suspense for myself, you know. So, let's just open this right up here. This might be one that I'm gonna have to have my mom read first. This is called Killing Kelly by Heather Graham. I can't say the last name, but it sounds kind of like a mystery almost. So we'll see what this has in store. I might have my mom read it first. Most books I'm good to read, but I don't know. So that is it for my book haul. Now, so that I don't feel too guilty about all of this, because it is a huge haul, I am unhauling 4 books that I chose to unhaul. And a lot of these books are just books that either I've got another copy of, or I didn't really like the story concept, or I just don't see myself getting to. So the first book that I have is The Wednesday's Wars. I got this book, I think last year. I wanted a little contest at school, and I just don't see myself getting into this book. I don't. It doesn't sound like a book that I would really like, and so I'm gonna see. I'm just not really going to get into this book, especially anytime soon, so I'm having to let it go. The next book that I don't see myself getting to is The Edge Chronicles, Book 1, Beyond the Deep Woods. I don't know where I got this book. I completely forgot. It's been that long, and I just don't see myself getting to it. I have so many other books that I really want to read, and this just doesn't seem right. So I'm having to let that book go. The next book that I'm getting rid of is because I have 2 copies of it, and they're the exact same covers, so I do not feel that I need to hold on to 2 copies of the exact same cover. If you do, I'm not pointing you out, I'm not saying it's bad, I've got that urge at me, just tugging at me to just let it go. So I am going to let the second cover that I have of The Lost Hero go. This is obviously the used book, and the only damage that it really is to it is the cover, because it was rolling around in my backpack, and I don't know how it happened, but it did. But I do have another copy of this book. I have the whole series in a box set, so I'm not feeling too bad about letting this book go. I just don't feel that I need to have 2 covers. So, then the last book that I'm letting go, I've kept this book for years just because of the illustrations in it. The story concept I didn't really like, but look at those illustrations. I love those illustrations, and I know that's not a good reason to keep a book. So I am going to let this go. This is Liesel and Poe. I got this book a couple years ago. I didn't really like the story concept, but I mean, look at that naked cover. That is beautiful. Weird moments are done. I'm not gonna be weird anymore. But I just don't feel like I need to have this book on my shelf if I'm just keeping it because of the illustrations. So I am getting rid of these 4 books so that I don't feel too guilty, and so that I don't feel like I'm just yeah. So those are the 4 books that I'm getting rid of. And that is the end of this video, everyone. If you like this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up. If not, then that's okay. Let me know down in the comments below, what do you want to see from me next? Next week, I promise it will be a really big art video. I realized over this week that I have not done an art video for a while. So I will do an art video next week. Let me know down below what you want to see for that art video and what books you want me to do like a review on, or what book activities you want me to do. Just type something down in the comments. If you like this channel, make sure to hit that subscribe button. And if you're already subscribed, make sure that post notification bell is on so that you get notifications whenever I post new videos. That's all, everyone. Good night. Have a great week.